Hello, good afternoon, and welcome to today's tutorial. My name is Chidiebere. In today's tutorial, we will be looking at Firebase authentication using email and password. In the previous tutorial, we looked at phone number authentication, where you get OTP and use it to verify your phone number. So today we will be using email and password for this tutorial. So without wasting much of our time, I've already designed the interface for my login screen, my sign up and my login screen over here. And I will be using this. I will also share this code on my GitHub repository and share the link to the GitHub on the video description. You can look at the video description. You should be able to see the GitHub repository for this source code. You can reuse it, or you can go ahead and design yours, which you will use for this. And you can also follow the steps here to create and integrate Firebase authentication for email and password into your own project. So uh, let's quickly go to our Firebase, and in our Firebase, I've already created this email authentication project here. You can simply go here, click and add the name of the project you want to create, and click on continue. It will create the project for you. So I've already done that, so there's no need for me to create another one. So I'll open this project, and this is it, email authentication. When you open it, you have this. I can go ahead. For this tutorial, we'll be focusing on Android. We are not creating any application for iOS or web or Unity. We are doing Android. The next tutorial will be on iOS. So for our Android, we can go ahead to click on this to create our app, or we can go to this place and click on it, go to project settings, and then scroll down where you have your apps and click on the Android application. So over here, it's asking for our package name, and the package name can be gotten from this place. Go to your project in your Android Studio or Xcode, open the Android folder. In the Android folder, open the app folder, and inside the app folder, you will see your build.gradle file located directly inside the app folder. Open it up and then scroll to where you have your default config, and your application ID is actually your package name. So you have to copy that. So for my own project name, my project name is Firebase Email Authentication, and my organization name is com.fusiontech. So that's why I have this string here. So over here, I'll go ahead and paste my package name and the app nickname I want to use. I can call it email auth. So we don't need these signing certificates. It's only required when you are making use of dynamic links, Google Auth 2 signing, and phone number authentication. So I'll go ahead and register my application, and it's going to take a few seconds for it to load. And the next thing we have to do here is to download our json-services. Google services.json file. So I'll open my inside my download. I have it here, so I'll go ahead and copy it. I'll copy this JSON file which I downloaded, and then move over to my project here. Now, inside this place, they are showing us where we have to put it. They are telling us it has to be under the app folder. So in our project, we go over to our app folder, which is located under Android folder, and then select our app folder, right click and paste. So please, if you've downloaded Google services.json file before, once you are downloading it again, it will add a number to it. So make sure you delete that number, the bracket and the number. Make sure you only have Google services.json, just the same way they specified it here. It must not have any other name apart from Google services.json. So I click OK. It adds my Google services.json file to this. So the next thing we are going to do again is to add our Firebase SDK. So they say we should add this line, and this line should be added to project level build.gradle. So this file should be added inside dependency, and it should be added to this build.gradle here. So I copy this and go back to my project. inside my project, now there are two Gradle files in here, build.gradle. This is the first one, this is the second one. The first one is located inside app folder. The second one is located inside Android folder, and it's below the first one. So this is where we are adding it. It should be inside, it should be under our project level build.gradle, or inside our project level build.gradle. So I go ahead and open this, and to be sure you are in the right place, you will see class path, and dependency. If you don't have it, please scroll to it and you will see it. So in between these two class paths, you can now post your Google Services class path in it. So the next thing we need to do is to add this line, this particular line here, inside our build.gradle, and this time around it should be app level build.gradle. So just like I told you before, I've copied this, it shows here that I've copied it. I go over to my project here, and then I will open this build.gradle located inside the app folder. This build.gradle inside the app folder. So when I open it up, I will scroll to the top, not all the way to the top, somewhere here where you have apply. So over here, we have, this has been automatically added for us, so no need to add it. We only copied this guy here, the Google Services SDK, and then we add it below this com.android.application. This is it here. This is where you add it. So with this done, we'll go ahead and click on next and continue to our console. So with this done now, we go over to, okay, let's delete all this that we have here. I've added this before. So okay, what you have to do is, okay, let's delete the provider and let me show you how to add it afresh. So inside your authentication, this is what you get. This is what you get. And inside authentication, when you open it for the first time, this is what you see. This is for the email and phone number authentication. This is if you are using phone verification, and these are for social media login. And this anonymous is for dynamic link. It simply means that a link will be sent to your email. Once you click on it, it will take you directly into the app itself, into the dashboard or the home page, and you will not be taken to the login page where you have to start entering your credentials and all that. So what we are dealing with here is email and password. So I'm going to enable email and password here, enable it here under sign in method, and then save. So over here, you see our sign in method is now email and password. And under our users, we don't have any user yet. So we are going to add our user from this place. We are going to sign up our user and then try to log in using that same user. So with this done, we are done for this place. So we go over to our code here. And before I forget, please, in your build.gradle file for under app, inside this build.gradle file, in this place, in the minimum SDK here, please make sure that the minimum SDK specified is 23. You can use 21. 21 is the minimum SDK, but I normally specify 23. You can use 21 or 23, depending on which one you want. And also, to avoid complications or issues, go into your Android folder, into your app folder, and then source file, go to main, and then open your android.manifest under your main folder. When you open it here, add internet permission, please. Add this line, internet permission here, and also add this line here. Android use clear test traffic. So add this and this, just to avoid the internet related issue and all that, errors that are thrown up when you run or try to sign up. So with that said, is there any other thing I'm missing before I go over to explain the codes? No, I don't think so. So over here in our project, this is the main boilerplate that was generated. I just had to modify it and use it. So the first thing we have to do is to, first of all, we have to go over to this place and import some packages which we will be using. So we need to import the Firebase authentication package as well as the Firebase core package. So these two packages can be gotten from here. Go over to pub.dev and look for Firebase underscore auth. So under Fire, this is it here, the first one. And inside Firebase.authentication or auth, click on installing and then copy this dependency, Firebase auth 3.3.6, copy it, go over to your project, go to your pubspec.yaml file, then paste it below the Cupertino icon. I've gone ahead to clean all these green lines, the boilerplate, and make sure you don't clean the orange lines. It will give you error if you do that. If you want to clean only the green ones. So go ahead, inside dependency, flutter SDK, under Cupertino icon, paste your firebase.auth, and also go over to this place. We want to import our Firebase core, Firebase underscore core. So for this Firebase underscore, this is it here. So go over to installing and then copy the dependency for it, copy it, and come over to your project and then paste it here. So I've already done that. Once done, please click on pub-get to get the packages. You might need to do that 2 to 3 times to make sure that it has downloaded properly. And then with that done, we go over to our main page to explain the codes we have in there. So the first thing we have here is the import Firebase, to import the Firebase package and to import the Firebase core package. Now, the Firebase core package is to make sure that you initialize the Firebase. It's required even when you are using Firebase messaging, Firebase authentication, or any other Firebase services. You must make use of Firebase core as well. So in this place, we have two initialization here. We need to initialize our Firebase app before we can be able to use it in our application. This first one here initializes this Firebase, and it's an asynchronous call because we have their wait. We have to wait for Firebase to initialize before we do any other thing we want to do. So I added this thing here. I added this here because I want to be able to see that, okay, my Firebase has initialized successfully, instead of it not being initialized and I'm getting tons of error without knowing where it's from. So you can go ahead and do only this line to initialize your Firebase, or you can do this. It will add a message to your console whenever the Firebase initialization completes successfully. So I'm going to go over to this place and explain what I have here. So over here, I have two text field, and this text field needs controller for me to be able to capture the text. So this is the controller for these two text field here. This is a message. If I log in, it will display a message for me here. And this is a boolean to know whether I am signing up or whether I am logging in. So this is the boolean I use to control that. Then this is the button text which I am displaying here. So if it sign up, it will change this button text to sign up here. And if it's login, it will change the button text to login here. So here is the code, the function or the code that is being called whenever the user wants to register. So I've initialized this auth value here. I've created an instance of this here. This is it here. Firebase authentication. I've created an instance of it here. I can't use this directly, so you need to create an instance of it, which you can call anything before you use it. And this is an instance of Firebase auth here, which has to do with Firebase user. The class is user. So over the internet or in other tutorials, you might be seeing Firebase user. It has been updated and it's no longer Firebase user, but just users. And for this, I created an instance of this user called Fire user. or I can simply call it user, anyone, but I just called it fire user, and over here I called it user. So with this, I just simply call await. It's an asynchronous call, so you have to put async await, then create this, and then you try to catch any errors it display. And these errors, it will capture it here, and we will be able to display it on our screen here. Then after trying to create this user, now we check that whether this was done successfully. If it's done successfully, we now assign this success message to our string here. If not, we assign our failed message to the string and display it. So this is for the login, and just the same thing, but the difference here is that this is sign in with email and password, while this is create user with email and password. So this is the same thing as what we have up there, and I'm still going to share this through the GitHub repository. So this is where I have my widget for the sign up, the decoration, the box decoration here, and this is for this sign up here, for this email, and this is for this password here, and this is for this button here. So with this done, I can now go ahead and before then, I would like to show you inside this place there is no user created, and we are going to go back to our, or do we need to go back to our code? No, let's just do it like this. So here I'm going to create, let me write my name, short form of my name, chidi at g.com. Okay, I'm going to deliberately make a mistake here. Firebase doesn't accept anything less than 6 characters for password. So I'm going to go ahead and type 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Just 5. So let's open this so that we can be able to see the error. When I try to sign up, so see what it says. Password should be at least 6 characters. So I deliberately did that for you to be, these are might be some of the errors which you might get and you might not be aware of it. So I add an additional character here, 6. So before then, let's go back to this place and make sure that no user has been created, just to show you that no user has been created. So no user has been created here under our users. So we go ahead, since we've made it 6 characters, I go ahead and sign up. So it says user account, then it writes the user, the email address created successfully. So since it has been created successfully, I go ahead and refresh this. Wow, this is it here. This is it here. So right now, since this user has been registered in Firebase, I can go ahead and try to log in. So the first thing I would like to do is to maybe delete this and try to log in with 1, 2, 3 alone. It says the password is invalid or the user does not have a password. So I'm trying, it got this right, the name right here, right? But the password is wrong. So I try to remove a string here, an I from it, and I enter the correct password. I've entered 1, 2, 3, then 4, 5, and 6. So I try to log in. Okay, it's showing error. There is no user record corresponding to this identifier. The user may have been deleted. So it can't see this username because this user does not exist. I have chidi@g.com, but here I have chid@g.com. So let's do the right thing now by creating this, and then I've added the I here. If you can see it, I don't know if you can see it. So I'll try to log in this time around. It should be successful. Okay, let's see. Let's see what happened. Um, the password or the user does not have a password. This. So let's delete some of this and add the real password. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then I try to log in. Okay, it says user logged in successful. So this is the UID for the user it's created. It assigns a unique ID to the user. So this is actually how we can create do user email and password login. So bye for now. In our next tutorial, we'll try to create dynamic link sign-in or dynamic link, Firebase dynamic link tutorial, as well as email and password sign up and login in Firebase for iOS application. Bye for now.